Hello, I'm Dave Anderson. You were inquiring, by being on my website, you were inquiring about real estate classes. And I'd like to inform you about what's involved with taking a real estate class and what your requirements are as far as the state is concerned and how I can help you in that manner. I've been teaching these real estate classes now for the last 29 years, and it's pre-licensed classes. Now, the state requirements are that you must take 116 hours of classroom study approved in a real estate course that's approved by the South Dakota Real Estate Commission, and I qualify for that. The class that I offer comes in two parts. The first part, you take it home on your computer, and doesn't matter if it's an Apple or an IBM PC or a PC type computer. You connect on the internet and you take an online course. Now the state will give you 54 hours credit for the hours you take online. Now the requirement is that you have to take a 116-hour course of study. So when you finished the home study portion of it online, you still have 62 hours that you have to go into a class environment. Now the classes that I offer, the next time I'm offering those classes is on July 9th. If you can't make the July 9th class, I'm having classes on September 10th, 2 months later. So you could either go to the July 9th class or you could come to the September 10th class. Both of them, you will be getting 62 hours of classroom study. It starts on Monday morning at 8 o'clock. My location is 3023 East 10th Street. That's on East 10th Street, just east of the Interstate 229 interchange on 10th Street. 10th Street's a main street that goes east and west through Sioux Falls. Across the street from me is a huge Hy-Vee grocery store. It's you can't miss it. If you're familiar with Sioux Falls, you probably know where it's at. Next to that is a lumber yard. Now, we're on the south side of 10th Street. The Hy-Vee is on the north side. Next door to me is the Campbell Supply. It's a big, large industrial, commercial, and hardware store. We're on the downtown side of that. Next door to me is a State Farm insurance office. I own the Realty Center, which is a real estate office. It's on the south side of the street. So that's how you would get there. Now the classes start at 8 o'clock in the morning. We break at 11:45. I give you 15 minutes to travel and be back at 1 for noon. You also get 10-minute breaks every hour. Normally we're finished each day between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. So very rarely do we go beyond 5 o'clock on each day. Now Monday through Sunday is when the classes are conducted, and with addition of Monday morning. Now we go 8 hours each day. Monday through Sunday is 7 straight days. And then if we go on Monday, we go for half a day on Monday. And that's kind of how it works. Now the classes, here's what you receive when you come to the classes. On Monday morning, we start off with real estate contracts and how they are used in real estate. And then on Monday afternoon, we go into brokerage relationships. This is on the relationships, whether you're dealing with people as a customer, as a client, in that kind of a situation. We cover that extensively. Then on Tuesday morning, we open with appraisals, how appraisals are used and what they're used in real estate. Then later in the morning, we handle forms of ownership, and we cover that. And the reason we do the forms of ownership is in the past it's been a problem for students to understand how forms of ownership works. Then we go to Tuesday afternoon. We cover closing the real estate transaction and how that works with the title companies, and whether it's done in an office or an attorney's office or done at a lender's place. We cover who's involved and what happens and how that transpires. Along with that, while we're talking about that, we cover trust accounts. You're taking a broker's course, so trust accounts are important to that. And then on Monday morning or Wednesday morning, we cover brokerage, and that's on the brokerage and what the broker does, the head broker, what a designated broker does, and what the agents do, the associate brokers. And then of course with that we cover a lot of history of real estate, what's happened since real estate became a profession in the United States. And then on Wednesday afternoon we go into fair housing, how that affects you. And then on Wednesday afternoon we cover environmental hazards and how they affect real estate, how they affect what's the liability, and how they affect people's lives as it is in real estate. Then on Thursday, we spend the whole day on South Dakota license law, because one of the reasons I do that and spend extensively on that is they give you 40 questions in your exam, multiple choice on South Dakota license law, and you're graded separately. In other words, you have to pass that portion of it. You don't get to mix it with your fundamentals exam. So we cover South Dakota license law on Thursday extensively and how that affects you. Then on Thursday we go into financing. What are the different documents that are used in financing? And then we go into financial origination, where it originates, where the sources come. And along with that, we have extensive videos about what happened with the mortgage meltdown of 2008 and what transpired to bring that on and what's happened since. We cover that extensively. Then on Saturday morning, we go into ethics. We cover a lot on ethics, and then we do a heavy amount on simulation testing, because this is a new testing situation that's come about in the last 5 years on getting into real estate. What simulation is, they simulate things that you do. You're graded on the questions you ask and the decisions you make. And so we spend a lot of time on that, because when it first came out, it became a real problem for people to pass that portion of the course. So I try and spend some time on it so that you have a better chance of making it. And then on Sunday we do review of what we learned during the week, a lot of review. And then on Monday we take a quiz, and then you've completed the course. When you've completed both parts, I can approve you to go take the South Dakota exam, and once you pass that exam, you can go to work for any real estate office that you care to work for in South Dakota. Now, I've been teaching these classes, like I said, for 29 years continuously. I don't think anyone has taught as long as I have continuously. There is someone that taught before I did and then dropped out of it for 15 or 20 years and now is back at it. But no one has been doing it continuously as long as I have. Now that doesn't make me better in itself, but I've never had anyone that really objected to the way I taught the class, and my reviews are always great. And as far as the online portion of the course, I signed up for the computer instruction. Initially, when it came out, it wasn't online. You got it on floppies. It later evolved into CDs, and now it's online. But when it first came out, I signed up for it in 2000. And when my students were exposed to that, the passing rate went up 25% from what it was prior. And this course was recommended to me by the executive director of the Real Estate Commission, Larry Lingstead at the time. And so I went with it, and it was a good decision because my students benefited in higher passing rates. I benefited because people liked it. You can do most of the course, or a little less than half of the course at home, and then you come in and you take the online or the in-person classes with me, and it works out great. I've been a real estate broker for 44 years in Sioux Falls. I started in real estate in 1968. I've owned an office for 37 years. I'm semi-retired now. I don't manage the office anymore. It's run by Daryl Skanke. I still own the office. He's a designated broker, and it works great for both of us. I do go in and run the office when he takes a vacation or is gone, but otherwise, I'm pretty much, this is what I do. I concentrate on real estate. When you've completed the course, you go and take the exam, which is given at Sioux Falls and Rapid City at the H&R Block office here in Sioux Falls and in Rapid City. You can also go up to Fargo, because they have the same testing company, A&P. They can give you the test in Fargo, or you can go down to Lincoln, Nebraska, because Nebraska has A&P testing as well. And so you can do either. The cost of my course is $1,200. That includes the online portion of the course. You get a copy of the Modern Real Estate Practice, and when you show up for the classes in person, I give you a copy of the South Dakota License Law book. Now, there is another book that I highly recommend. It doesn't come with the course, but it is one that would really benefit you. It's a simulation book on how to a book that helps you pass a simulation. The only reason I sell it, you can't get it at, as far as I know, you can't get it at Barnes & Noble or B. Dalton or any of the other bookstores. So I picked it up and I sell it. It cost me $25 to buy it, each copy, and I charge you $30 because they charge me shipping as well. And so I don't try and make it a profit center. I just make the book available. It's so valuable that I've had students said, well, they weren't going to take the book. And then they went in and took the exam and failed it. And they say, by the way, they charge you $190 to take the exam for both portions of the course of the exam on 2 sessions. And if you fail one of it, they'll charge you another $95 to take it again. So sometimes it's just wise to buy a book before it happens. Other than that, that's kind of where we're at right now, and I look forward to having you in my class. Like I said, if you look around and talk to, if you know of friends that are in real estate agents, I've been doing it for 29 years. There's a lot of people that have taken my classes, and I'm sure they would recommend me. So I'd look forward to having you in my class, and I want to thank you for checking me out. Thank you.